For the first 15 seconds, imagine a man sitting alone in his car, gripping his phone so tightly it feels like it might crack in his fist. He has just received a message from his wife, having coffee with a friend. A harmless sentence, or at least, it should have been. But he knows the truth. He knows the name she's not saying. And with one calm, devastating reply, ask him if his wife enjoyed it. He sets off a chain reaction that tears the ugly truth into the open and changes everything that comes next. My name is Aaron Blake, 38, a software engineer who prefers peace over drama and honesty over games. My wife, Hannah, 36, worked in marketing, a bright, talkative person who lived off social energy the way some people lived off coffee. Our marriage wasn't perfect, but it wasn't broken either. Or so I believed. Until the day her lies walked straight into my hands. It started subtly. A new perfume. Longer work hours. A sudden obsession with networking events she never used to care about. I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. I tried to remind myself that people change. But one thing didn't change: my instincts. And mine had started waving red flags the size of our living room. Then came the day that everything snapped into place. I had taken the day off from work, quietly, without telling her, because I'd been feeling uneasy. I planned to surprise her with lunch. Maybe reconnect. Maybe reassure myself that the cracks I felt forming were only in my head. At noon, I texted her, "How's your day going?" She replied 2 minutes later, "Great. Having coffee with a friend." No name. No details. Just that. Except I knew exactly which friend she meant. 3 weeks earlier, I had found a strange message on her smartwatch when she left it charging. Nothing intimate, nothing clearly incriminating, but too familiar to ignore. It was from someone named Eric. The same coworker she'd mentioned exactly twice before suddenly became the silent ghost haunting every late night, every unexplained meeting, every forced smile. But the final piece didn't fall into place until last week, when I accidentally bumped into Eric's wife, Melissa, at the grocery store. She didn't know me, but she recognized Hannah's name. And the fear in her eyes told me everything. Something was wrong. Very wrong. I stared at my wife's message, breathed deeply, and typed the sentence that would crack open every lie she'd wrapped herself in. Ask him if his wife enjoyed it. I sent it. Then I waited. 20 seconds later, my phone buzzed violently. "What are you talking about?" Another buzz. "Aaron, answer me." Then she tried calling. I let it ring. I knew where she was. A quiet cafe near her office, the same one with windows that faced the street. I drove there slowly, not because I was hesitant, but because I wanted to walk into this moment with a clear mind, not a shaking one. When I arrived, I saw them through the glass. Hannah's face had drained of color. Eric sat across from her, eyes wide, jaw tight. They weren't laughing. They weren't even talking. They looked like two people caught standing on a collapsing bridge. Perfect. I walked inside calmly. Neither of them noticed me until I stopped at their table. Hannah shot up like she'd been electrocuted. "Aaron, this isn't what you think." "Sit," I said quietly. Not angrily. Not loudly. Just firmly. She sat. Eric looked like someone had dropped ice down his spine. "I'm going to make this simple," I said. "I know something's been going on. Maybe not what people imagine, maybe not what you planned, but enough that both your spouses should have been told." Eric swallowed. Hard. He didn't deny it. That was enough. I turned to Hannah. "You could have been honest with me. I would have listened. I would have tried. But instead, you chose secrets." She opened her mouth, but I held up a hand. "I already talked to Melissa." Eric's face collapsed. "And she deserves better," I continued. "Just like I do." Hannah reached for my arm, but I stepped back. "We'll talk at home. But understand, things will not go back to normal after today." I left the cafe without raising my voice, without slamming anything, without giving either of them the satisfaction of seeing me break. That was my revenge. Not yelling, not chaos, not destruction. Just clarity, truth, and the quiet power of someone who finally stops begging to be respected. At home, when the dust settled, the truth spilled out. Not a full-blown affair, but emotional betrayal wrapped in excuses, secrecy, and "I didn't think it mattered." But it mattered to me. And sometimes, the moment you refuse to carry someone else's lies is the moment your life finally begins to rebuild.